Contemplative Prayer, Second Stage of Prayer by St. John of the Cross. It is the middle stage of prayer, following meditative prayer and preceding unitive prayer. St. John describes it as resting in God and a secret and peaceful and loving inflow of God that fires the soul with love. Rather than active thinking or talking to God, it is reached through the dark night of the senses, where God withdraws the sensible consolations, sweetness, and delights that the soul experienced in meditative prayer. This weans the soul from relying on feelings and prepares it for a deeper relationship with God. Characteristics: the soul does not initiate or control the prayer, but rather receives it as a gift from God. It involves letting go of thoughts, images, and distractions and simply abiding in God's presence. Aridity and dryness. For much of the time, the soul may feel empty, dry, or desolate, but it still retains a deep desire for God and a sense of His presence beneath the surface. Growth in virtue. The soul becomes more humble, charitable, and detached from worldly things, and it practices all virtues simultaneously and naturally. Simple loving attention. The soul focuses on God with a simple, loving gaze without the need for discursive reasoning or meditation. Illuminative way. Second stage of the spiritual life linked to prayer. Definition: also known as the state of proficience, it is the middle stage of the spiritual journey, following the purgative way and preceding the unitive way. It is characterized by the soul being enlightened in the ways of God and actively seeking to grow in virtue. Transition. It is entered through the dark night of the senses, which purifies the senses and prepares the soul for greater spiritual light and understanding. Characteristics: enlightenment. The soul gains a deeper knowledge and understanding of God, His will, and spiritual truths. It becomes more aware of its own imperfections and the need for further purification. Active growth in virtue. The soul actively strives to practice virtues such as love, humility, patience, and obedience, and it seeks to conform its will to God's will. Infused contemplation. The soul receives the gift of infused contemplation, which is a direct and intimate awareness of God's presence that goes beyond human understanding. This contemplation is often accompanied by feelings of peace, joy, and love. Preparation for the unitive way. The illuminative way is a time of preparation for the final stage of the spiritual journey. The unitive way, where the soul is united with God in a perfect and intimate union. According to St. John of the Cross, is a time of transition, purification, and growth. It involves moving from active meditation to passive contemplation, and from relying on feelings and consolations to trusting in God's presence and will. It is a time of enlightenment and growth in virtue, and it prepares the soul for the final stage of union with God.